I would say sloppy game all the way around by us. To get in the hole the way that we did, with the turnovers, the explosive plays, the opening kickoff, going back to the plus 48, things that I did that certainly were unacceptable. So, again, we didn't deserve to win today. They did. It's a good football team. When you put that performance out there, that's what's going to happen.
What was Joe officially dealing with, and how did it compromise what he could do in the passing game?
I thought he threw the ball really well, So, again, Joe's a tough guy. He doesn't say much to me about it.
What happened? What was wrong with his hand?
He didn't talk about it. He just went out there and threw the ball, and I don't think he had any accuracy issues because of anything. So if he was fighting through something, he's a tough guy.
What happened the drive before halftime? There was a lot of confusion at the end.
Yeah.
What happened in that whole sequence?
Well, we were down to a third down, and we were going to clock it and put us in a fourth down position where really there might have been too much time on the clock. So then if we don't convert, they get the ball back. So that was a difficult one to communicate in that moment. The guys on the field were going to clock it. We were trying to get into a pass. And so then that confusion, there's confusion for 3, 4, 5 seconds, cost you when there's only 10. And again, it's kind of a rare third down situation you're in right there where the communication is critical. It's got to be crisper from me to make sure that we're all on the same page. And so we're not getting to one call, and then I'm trying to change it essentially, and that's just bad ball by me, bad handling of that communication, and then you end up going to halftime with nothing.
So what happened on the 2-point conversion?
Horrific by me, horrific. We were going for 2, and so we were a little slow, making sure we had the right personnel grouping on the field, where I made that mistake. So then we called timeout, put the ball in a hash. Waiting to see what personnel they were in, and then I called the play backwards, so I'm trying to correct it at the last second, and we end up taking the delay game. So just horrific management of a situation by me twice, coming out of a timeout and then having to take a delay game, and then we missed the extra point on top of that. So that was all on me.
After in the first quarter, what did you diagnose the Chargers were doing in terms of it had been a while since we've seen the defense allow that much separation from the corners to the wide receivers, and why was Justin Herbert able to be so efficient in the first quarter?
Well, that's kind of how they're built. That's one of the better skill groupings in the NFL, and they did a good job initially with the protection. And so he had some time back there to let some of the deeper routes develop to where those holes are going to be. When it happens that way. And then I thought they did a good job on some one-on-one situations. Those guys went up and made some plays in some one-on-one spots, and that puts you in a tough spot. And then, when we gave them the lead that we did. You can just see as an offensive play call, as I'm watching them, they open up their whole bag of tricks at that point. When you're up 17-0, you're getting great field position. They're calling all their fun stuff and putting us in a tough spot. And I thought really our guys, we gave up points on the first 4 drives to get 24 points, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then our defense really bowed up from there, and started taking the ball away, gave us a chance to get back in it. It gets to 24-22, and then, the fumble for the touchdown kind of breaks it open, and that's just the way it goes, And again, we had our opportunities right there in the fourth quarter, but then once that happened, it was kind of more of the same. We gave up a couple explosives and turned the ball over twice after that, and not a winning formula.
Any particular reason as to why you guys were so sloppy today, you think?
It was everything, And so when it's everything, it's 100% me, and we certainly focus a lot after we get these big wins on looking for things that might pop up during the week. We've got a great team. There's no secret here. When you turn the ball over 4 times, you're probably not going to win the football game. And it's as simple as that, And so, again, I'm not going to make it more than it was right there. That's a pretty easy answer.
Zach, it seems like for the most part this team has had an edge coming off of losses. I know you just won 2 straight, but stacking more than 2 in a row, is that part of just the growing process for this team and for the staff?
That one's hard for me to answer. It's because we come into every game expecting to win, and we just didn't do the things that we need to do to win today. Playing more coaching, it's very easy.
With Mixon's fumble and Chase, I guess, giving the ball up, is there anything you guys could have done differently on those plays, or were those just fluke plays?
No, Chase has got some of the best hands in all football. Kind of a quirky play how that played out with the interception. I'm assuming it went down as an interception. And then Joe Mixon's got as good a ball security as there is in the league, and maybe they just got a lucky punch on it, or he was switching hands. I couldn't quite see what happened, and of course it just bounces right to him, and they take it in for a score. So guys that typically do a really good job with that stuff, and didn't work out today.
Zach, there were some pretty wild swings of momentum in that game.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, with some of the injuries that you guys were facing, especially on defense, losing Logan, what you thought of your defense's effort in the middle part of that game.
Yeah, I think that there are some positives that you can take out of this thing. We're not looking to take very many of them up, but a lot of guys got in there and held the fort down, especially at linebacker, at corner, and then how that factors into special teams. Punt, now all of a sudden you lose 2 linebackers, you got to move a lot of people around and on the punt team. And so I think that our depth did a good job coming in there and holding the fort down and giving us a chance to get back in the game. And that's just a credit to all 53 guys that we got on the roster and the coaches making sure they're ready, because you never know when they're going to get that opportunity. And that's certainly not the reason we lost is those depth players play. They stepped in there and did the best they could.
Any preliminary info on Bates, Louisier, Wilson, or not Bates?
I was going to say.
Haley, yes. No, Bates.
No, not yet. I don't. No.
What did you think of the way Isaiah, Prince, and Trey played filling in their roles today?
We'll have to see. The protection overall wasn't good enough, and that's not 100% on the offensive line. There's some communication there that's got to take place. Sometimes the backs were a part of that as well. Sometimes it was the offensive line, and we'll just have to watch the whole thing. And again, when you put yourself in a hole like that, I talked about them getting to their fun stuff on offense. They got to every blitz that we've seen on tape, because they had the lead and they knew we were in a passing situation. And really, we put ourselves early in the game. Golly, how frustrating! To some 3rd and longs when we had efficient plays, and we got 2 penalties early on from our center and our right tackle off of good plays that put us in a tough spot. And so again, that's just going to be part of the growth of guys coming in, and we just got to learn from that and be able to move on.
Zach, when you had so many things go wrong in a game, in a single game, I can't imagine you make a list on the wall and say, guys, this is what we got to fix. But how do you mentally reset after a game like this where it feels like so much did go wrong?
Yeah, we're going to have to watch the tape, make the corrections, and quickly move on, because we got a great team coming in on Sunday. Again, just the turnovers, first drive of the game, potentially explosive pass when we're down 9-0, to maybe put us down 9-7 if he maybe scores there, and then we turn around later in the game and have a fumble for a touchdown. That's not on the defense, and then have a pick in the end zone. So there was a lot of good things that happened where we had our opportunities to go grab this game and put ourselves back in it. I'm a big part of this. I wasn't at my best today, and I didn't give us a chance to win. And that's, to me, that's I'll have a hard time sleeping tonight knowing the issues I had. So I know the players will go through it too, and there's corrections we're going to have to make. But I can promise you this is going to be a rough night for all of us.
Zach, what was halftime like? Because you get down a bunch,
Yeah.
then you're suddenly in it, you're getting the ball, but you had the frustrating end of the first half as well. There was some confusion with the 2-point and stuff like that, the clock management.
Yeah.
What was halftime like?
Guys believed we were down 24-13 with the ball, so there wasn't any overreactions. We knew that we had done literally everything that we could have done poorly in the first half to hand them the 24 points and keep ourselves in a hole, and we were still only down 11 with the ball. And then we went out and scored 3 points to start the half, and we're down 1 score at that moment. So our guys believe, and those are the positives that we got to take out. We've been in a hole. We crawled out of it. We're down 24-22 in the 4th quarter, and we just didn't finish it off.
Zach, it seems like you're taking this game maybe tougher than any of the losses you've had so far this year, at least publicly during this. Why is that the case?
I think we're all just, it's frustrating for everybody, and we take a lot of pride in clock management and situational football, and that's inexcusable, the positions I put us in.
Last question. Zach, when you're dealing with somebody like Burrow who's trying to figure out what's going on with his finger or whatever, are you just waiting for someone to give you a quick update? Do you just have to focus on the game and wait? How does that process work for you to find out whatever the information is?
Just go directly to the source.
You just walked up to him and said, "Are you okay?" And he said yes, and that was your only communication
Correct.
with him?
Yep.
How much does consistency matter in success in this league? And where is this team right now in terms of being consistent, not only in its play, but in its work habits, practice habits, what have you?
I think our consistency is as good as I've ever been around. the games are a different animal, but just if you talk about in the building and practice and meetings, I don't have any negatives to pull from this team. And I'm being honest, I wouldn't give that praise if I felt like I was just saying it just to say it. It's the truth. That's why there's such a belief that we can overcome a tough game like this, because our guys, they don't ride the highs and lows of the week. They don't run the highs and lows of the wins and the losses. They're able to regroup and become the same guy that they were in August and October, on Tuesday and Wednesday when they come back in the building. And we're able to put the stuff behind us. And so that's where the belief stems from for me, and I think all the players that you're going to see get up here and any coaches you speak to is that we'll be able to quickly overcome this and put this one behind us and just think about it tonight, correct it tomorrow, and be able to move on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Trey, what did they do well early in the game to kind of get up 24 hours?
Well, it's the NFL. They're a talented football team, talented quarterback. We knew that coming in. They picked up a couple pieces on the O-line. You know, it's football. And any given Sunday, you know, they threw their best punch. I had a good feeling we ate it pretty well, and pretty resilient football team. end of the day, we need to win these tight games.
What was the difference, you know, whenever, you know, we're able to kind of stop and go on that 22-0 run defensively, what were y'all doing to keep off the board?
We had great halftime adjustments. I feel like we were doing the right things towards the end of the second quarter as well. You know, we just got to stop taking those shots that are, hurting us. And moving forward, I feel like I'm confident in our defense is going to respond properly after we dissect film.
You guys have been one of the best in the league in not allowing touchdowns, being efficient in the red zone on defense. Do you take it personal when a team runs up 41 points on you guys, maybe more so than any other losses?
I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think nobody in the NFL wants to give up 41 points, especially on defense. The defense that we are, that's about it.
Trey, what kind of adjustments did you make kind of in there? I mean, you really strung together all 5 or 6 series there, but, got you guys back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we have to set the edges up front. We have a couple back-end adjustments that we made, and pressuring the quarterback. He had 2 easy running lanes or throwing lanes, and we started changing that on the sideline before halftime, so that's we control what we could control.
Have you ever been involved in a game with this many runs, like lopsided one way or the other? It seemed like there were just 3 really distinct ones.
Yeah, I think it's football. I mean, I think I've been a part of many games like this. It's how you respond is really important. I don't see anybody hanging their heads in the locker room. I think we knew we can't have those kind of errors if we want to go where we want to go. And the resilience of this football team, I'm confident in, and on to the next.
When you go down 24-0, does anyone say anything on the sideline?
No, I mean, that's the thing I'm actually pretty confident about is when I look into, Larry, DJ, Sam's eyes, and, we're hungry to get out there and make a stop to get the ball back for Joe. And, it's just one of those things that didn't go our way.
What's it like when you see your quarterback kind of get through an injury out of throwing camp and finish that game and play through it?
He's a tough football player, and it's you never want to see your quarterback get hurt. But again, he's a tough football player, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Did you get injured during the game? It looked like you were kind of hobbling around a little bit.
Yeah, just doing a little maintenance right now. It's just one of those things. It's football. It's a physical game. Injury rate's 100%. So whether it's a bruise or worse.
Thank you, Mr. Thanks, Trey.
I know you got nicked up there. How are you feeling, and what did you injure or hurt?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. It was my ankle, probably just a little tweak. Nothing I still can't fix.
T, how aware were you of what Joe was fighting through trying to with this finger, and did you talk to him, or have any awareness of what he was dealing with there?
Oh yeah, I seen him. You know, when it happened, I seen him come to the sideline, getting it checked on. But you know, I just let him be. You know, I knew he was gonna fight through it and finish. So.
Was that him out there fighting through it and he diving and taking hits and trying to throw through the pain? What does that kind of say to you? I guess you probably already know a lot about the type of guy he is.
He's just the guy that's never gonna give up. You know, he's always gonna fight for his team.
What did you see going wrong on the first couple drives of the game as the Chargers went up 24-0?
It's just the turnovers. You know, offense, we started slow. You know, we just can't have those turnovers, and we got to come off. You know, we got to start fast, and maybe the outcome of the game would have been different.
Seems like it's been, something's all said throughout the season, y'all gotta start faster. At this point, 13 weeks in, why do you think y'all just can't seem to start as fast as y'all might?
I just felt like there was no energy, you know, at the beginning of the game. I felt like if our energy was up, you know, it would have been different. But it ain't nothing. We just get back in the lab, and you know, come back strong next week.
What was that run from 22, that 22-point run you guys had? What was that like? Did you think there was no way you were going to lose it?
Oh yeah, we definitely thought we was gonna come back, you know, and finish strong and with the W. But you know, we had another turnover, and the game changed again. So.
You said there was no energy early in the game. Is there a way to manufacture an edge for a player to come out with a different kind of energy, or why wasn't that there maybe today, like you said? You can just tell, you know. Usually we come out and, you know, we hyped up, ready to go. I mean, we was hyped up, but I just felt like the energy wasn't there like it usually is. You know, me personally, that's what I think. You know, and hopefully we can bring that energy next week and, you know, get the W. So. In your mind, is that still part of just kind of this team learning?
One time, sorry.
In your mind, is that this team just kind of learning to stack wins, still kind of growing through that and learning to kind of get a few wins in a row?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely needed this one, but you know, it is what it is. You know, we can't do nothing. Can't go back in the past now. So it's on to the future, and we're looking forward to putting this one behind us.
Do you think Joe had his typical zip on the ball, or do you think the finger was hurting him?
To me, he was throwing the ball pretty well. So I mean, it's just I'm pretty sure it was affecting him, but you know, us as receivers, the ball's in there. It's our job to catch the ball. So.
Do you think there's any one thing that you can attribute this team not being able to really stack wins? You guys haven't been able to really get over winning 2 games, and then there seems to be an emotional letdown that comes following the second win. Can you put your finger on what do you think that is attributed to?
No, I have no clue. We just got to push through and get it done. You know, it's on us as players to, you know, go out there and play to the best of our ability and come with a W. Get this organization a W.
Last one.
All right, T, thank you.
Thank you, T.
Joe, what exactly happened with the hand, and kind of how did you injure it, and kind of how did that affect you throughout the game?
I dislocated it on that first series, on the sack fumble. So it was just something I had to play through. That's what football is. You got to play through some injuries sometimes.
Did it start bothering you though as the half went on? Did you do something else to it? Because obviously you were trying to throw on the side and all that right before the half, and then coming out of the half.
Yeah, I don't think I really noticed what happened at the beginning. I think my adrenaline was pumping a little too much, and then as it went along, you know, it got progressively worse a little bit. But you know, I was able to play through it.
In the end, it was better. I mean, you used tape, you tried gloves and all, but it was better just to use just your hand.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was the decision of make it feel better or continue to be able to somewhat throw the ball. So I decided to be able to throw the ball.
Between the turnovers and your finger, was the first half as frustrating as any half has been this season?
Yeah, the whole game was frustrating. It's tough to win when you play like that, but we still had chances that we didn't take advantage of.
Did you think it might have to come out? Did you kind of have to go through that in your mind if you could do it?
No, that never crossed my mind.
Did trainers ever bring that idea up, like maybe you'd have to come out for this, or that was never part of the conversation?
No, not really.
What happened on the interception in the fourth quarter?
I was just trying to force it, trying to make a play. He made a good play.
And you were able to finish the game today, but does the severity of this injury, do you envision it being an issue for you this week and moving forward? be able to play?
It's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. I'm not gonna miss any games because of it. That's not something that's gonna happen.
No, just to be clear, is it the right pinky that?
Yeah.
I just asked T, but this team not been able to string together more than 2 wins at a time. What do you think? What can you attribute that to?
I'm just not executing in the third game. It is what it is. We're gonna come back to work. You know, we're still 7-5, right in the hunt. So you're gonna lose some games. It's how you bounce back.
But you seem pretty resolute that you're gonna play next week no matter what. Why is that, you know, given with the pinky issue?
Well, I was able to finish the game. So I mean, unless it somehow gets worse, which can't imagine it's going to get worse, then I'll be playing next week.
Did you feel like you had your zip on the ball, or was it, you know, did you have to kind of?
I felt like I was able to, you know, compensate for what was lost. Probably not as much zip as I normally have, but I think I was still able to throw the ball effectively.
Joe, Zach took a lot of responsibility for the miscommunication, I guess you want to call it, both on the two-point conversion and clock management at the end of the first half. How did you see those plays? What was the communication like between you and Zach and the staff?
You know, the one before the half, you know, that one was, you know, partly on me. I was yelling clock, and it was third down. Just a miscommunication on all ends.
And you seemed very animated after or right before the two-point conversion attempt, which turned into the missed extra point. What happened there?
No, it's just a miscommunication. Sometimes those things happen. It's nothing to be alarmed of.
Joe, I know your confidence is still sky high on this team, but mentally, how do you reset? How do you make sure the team resets after so many things went wrong today?
Same way we have all year. You know, it's nothing that we haven't done. We lost the game. You know, we'll watch the film, improve what we can improve, and get better every week in practice. We're going to have another great week of practice like we always do, so you know, I'm excited to get back out there.
T had said something about the energy maybe not being what it needed to be at the beginning of the game. Did it feel that way to you?
No, I didn't feel that way. I thought, you know, in that first quarter, everything that could go wrong went wrong. No, I was proud of our fight. You know, we had the ball in plus territory with a chance to take the lead, and you know, we had another turnover, but you know, we fought back. It's, you know, there's not any moral victories, but we put ourselves in a position to win that game.
So that period right before the second half started, where you were like, glove on, glove off, take whatever, was that kind of a hectic thing for you? What was that kind of countdown to the start like for you?
I was just trying to figure out something that, you know, would work, but eventually it just, you know, kind of swelled up on me, and so that kind of eliminated the pain a little bit in that second half. But I was just trying to do anything I could to go back out there and play.
Did they do anything to it? Or, I mean, it just looked like you just went.
Yeah, I mean, we tried tape, and we tried a glove, and we tried all that, but you know, eventually I just said, you know, to hell with all that. We'll go out there and we'll make it work.
Did they like pop it back into place early on when the first happened, or?
I think it did it on its own. You know, it's tough to tell.
It seemed like you didn't really notice it until like later, right? I mean, all of a sudden after the touchdown run, it seemed like you started fiddling with it.
Yeah, I noticed it looked a little funny when I came off the sideline, but and I thought I just jammed it at the beginning, and then I started to, you know, feel a little symptom of a dislocation, you know, later on in the half. So that's when I kind of figured what happened.
Has that ever happened to you in your career? Have you ever hurt your pinky before?
No, I don't think so.
Did somebody pull it, Joe? Is that how it actually dislocated?
It happened on the sack fumble, so I just hit my pinky.
Last question.
Joe, were you able to talk to Justin Herbert after the game? Did you want to? Did you guys have anything to say to each other?
Yeah, we just told each other, you know, it's a lot of fun watching each other play. You know, he's a really good player that, you know, I have a lot of fun watching. I like watching good quarterbacks, you know, go out there and operate, and he's a really good quarterback.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Thanks, Joe.